All right, welcome back. Another edition live from Red Hook here at the Funktion House Tuesday night. Mike Gentili along here with Anthony Vitale, and tonight we'd like to welcome our very special guest to the show, Mr. Das Bruno.
That's Bruno.
That's me.
Welcome to the show, my man.
How are you?
Welcome,
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. First time at the Funktion House, right?
Yeah, first time. I really like the spot.
Thanks, man.
I may move in.
You're close
Yeah.
by. You're close by in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So what's up, man? Talk to us. Talk to us. Welcome to the show.
I'm
Talk to us about this this DJ game that you're a part of, nightlife you're a part of. Lots to talk about.
Well, been a part of it for quite a while now. About
Yeah, you're a veteran. Like 30 years, 27 years you're
okay.
in the
Now
business?
now you're dating me. That's no good.
Oh yeah,
You know,
He's
you're
25
putting his
years in
age
the
out
business.
yeah, putting my age out there. That's like no good. Yeah, like 25 plus years easy.
Yeah.
And been doing anything for, ranging from security, medic, for the clubs. You know, I was in the trenches for quite a bit. Crowbar, factory. A lot
So
of kids
you've
out
seen
there. Yeah.
what's some of the crazy. So you were
You've
on the
seen the
medic
worst
side.
of
So
it, yeah.
let's take a little time out here. What's some of the worst shit that you've seen in nightlife?
I've had to compress about anywhere between 19 to 25 people's chests just to keep them alive.
Really?
Yeah. When they've gone off the deep end and wanted to meet Jesus a little early.
Oh
Sad,
wow.
Yeah. It's sad, you know. I mean, unfortunately, I mean, it is what it is, you know. People indulge in certain things and take it a little bit too far.
So,
But-
wait, how did that pan out for you? How did you get in that room? That's like the last room I want to be in.
I started off, you know, bouncing and whatnot, and I just wound up there by default. I had taken an EMT course, and all of a sudden I helped one person out, and they were like, "Oh God, you look like you know what you're doing." And I pulled out my ID. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm certified. You know, I work on an ambulance. You know, when I'm not here."
So by default.
Yeah, by default. Next thing you know, and it grew, and I actually started staffing EMTs and medics and even nurses sometimes, depending on what type of party it was, warehouse parties and you know and such, and yeah, just kept it going from there.
Now, this is something that every nightclub had at one time, or has at one time?
It still exists till today. You know, they're not as busy as they used to be, thank God.
Yep.
But
Because I know, like when you're throwing events outside of like if you're throwing like outdoor events, you have to like have ambulance on the scene.
oh,
and stuff like that.
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it's not just for you know any type of drugs. You know, it's for you know slips and falls. You know, general intoxication. Period. Alcohol.
Yeah.
You know, alcohol can put somebody under in bad shape.
I guess over a certain capacity, right?
Yes, and you can have even like 100 people in there. You know, you don't know a medical emergency.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know who's walking in and has a pre-existing condition into your place, and here they are trying to let loose, and boom.
But a
you
lot
know?
of these clubs, you know, they don't have a lot of people doing drugs.
No, not anymore. Not at all. Not that I've seen.
No,
not at all.
no, for real though, it's
No,
not.
no.
Who does drugs in clubs anymore?
No, you know what?
You don't
Water-
see it like you used to.
You know?
I mean,
No,
but then again, I don't go out.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
look, drugs will always be a part of nightlife. I mean, that's just it is what it is.
It's
You
part
know
of
what I'm saying?
everything, but it's not as prevalent as it was at one time. I mean, every other person you used to talk to, you know, right away, hey, you want some of this? I'm like, no, I don't party. You know, I'm like, really? I'm like, yeah, I don't. No, and
People find it odd.
yeah,
But when you work in nightlife, I guess you get to see it from a young age, and you don't really mess with it.
No, you don't. You know, especially when you actually study the effects and what it leads to. And over the years, I mean, sometimes even now, I look at my Facebook page and it's sad, you know, so-and-so went, you know, and passed,
Yeah.
you know, people that we know, we've seen, and as customers and whatnot.
This is an intervention episode.
So
Yes.
how did you take it from the medic to the DJ?
I've always DJ'd. I actually used to work at Downtown Records for quite a bit. I idolized Louis Vega, Dave Morales, you know, Danny Krivit was up there for me.
Legends right there.
You know, those are legends.
New York
and,
City legends.
I pretty much followed them, and one of the first nightclubs that I started working at, which was Heartthrob, I used to be a sound and light apprentice with Edgar La Loca there for a bit. Here I was in the booth with the legendary Louis Vega, and what he was doing was magic. I wanted to be part of that magic. I wanted to perform it, I wanted to learn that. And sure enough, I got my first lesson, and I just took off from there. And being around Downtown Records, when you have all these big DJs coming in, and you ask them little things here and there. And back then it was vinyl. Now we have all digital decks, and you have guys that play on tractor and computer. I mean, that's great. I don't criticize any of it.
Where was Downtown Records again?
It used to be, several places. There was on 6th Avenue and 23rd Street.
Yep.
There was like up on 28th Street. And prior to me even being with them, they were somewhere else. So they moved around quite a bit within like a 10, 15-year span.
Yeah. I don't remember which one it was that I used to frequent a lot.
It's a Vinyl Mania.
No. I'm saying there was one of the downtowns that I used to go to.
Yeah, there was one like literally like a block away from Limelight.
Yes, I think that might have been that one.
Yeah, that was like the best one.
Yeah, it might have been that one. Yeah, I mean there was a lot of good record spots.
Disco-Rama.
Disco-Rama, man.
Vinyl Mania, Dance Tracks.
Yeah. Beach
right?
Street.
Beach Street.
And
Eight Ball.
I still remember my first vinyl.
You still have it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have my vinyl also.
Tila Rock, It's Yours. That was my first vinyl.
Talk about aging yourself. Yeah,
Well, I was about 19 at that. No.
So you've been DJing a very long time.
Yes.
So musically, I mean, what are the genres that you came up on? I guess it's house music.
You definitely
right?
play freestyle, right?
Oh yeah, come on. You had to play freestyle.
Yes,
You
yeah,
had to play freestyle.
yeah. And what are you liking these days? I mean, with the million genres that are out there. Right now.
I love melodic techno. I love hard techno. Love tech house. I don't go too much into the soulful, but there are a few tracks out there that have captivated me.
Right.
And that's about it as far as the genres go. And every once in a while, there's a nice EDM song, a nice trance song that takes you back. It sounds like some of the old school stuff that we used to listen to.
Yep.
At the Shelbourne pool parties.
Do you prefer playing long sets or?
It depends. It depends on what it calls for. I don't mind long sets. I came up from a time where DJs, this is what they did, was long sets.
Yep.
They opened and closed. Nowadays you have an opener for the opener and the opener.
Yeah.
An opener for the opener.
And
sometimes playing longer than 2 hours is hard for some DJs.
Yeah, I mean, and listen, I get it.
I mean, being on the business end of it, you have to understand, like, having an opener for the opener, that opener might be bringing guests.
Absolutely. Yep. They do bring guests. They add on to the promotion and whatnot.
Yep.
They do. There's a plus side to it.
Yep.
So DJing is one side of the fence. Talk to us about the other side of the fence.
What side of the fence? Oh, the club side?
Yes.
Yeah, the club side.
Okay. Let's see.
What made you want to jump onto that side? And obviously you had so much experience in the world of DJing and nightlife. So how did you sort of decide on that path?
It was kind of decided for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Arden Caseman, also known as Doc, very good friend of mine. He's like a father to me. Came out and sat me down after having shut down his club for about a year and says to me, okay, you've been in this business forever, and I've heard some of the stuff come out of your mouth. And mind you, I was running security for him at the time. And he was like, here's the keys, do something.
And just gave you a space.
Pretty much. And, of course, he's very heavily involved,
Yep.
I mean, I took his baby and made another baby, and not an abortion.
So for those of you who are tuning in, he's talking about Analog, which is located in Gowanus, Brooklyn.
What's it, 12th Street? And
14th Street.
14th Street, 2nd Avenue.
14th Street, 2nd Avenue.
And it's been there over 3 years now, right?
Yes, correct.
Over 3 years, and as of late, you guys have been having some making some pretty big noise over there.
Yeah, and we're gonna keep making noise, and we just brought in back in January a new sound system, and we changed up a few things, that needed to be changed, and just times change, and you got to change with the times. That's all, and just move forward and progress. That's all.
Who did the sound system in Analog?
The sound system was done by Angel Moraes.
Yeah, we had him on the show.
Oh yeah, he was here.
No, he's phenomenal. He actually did the original sound system over at Stereo Montreal.
Yep.
And Angel, you give me too much bass in my room. Just saying.
We hear a lot of good things about his sound systems.
No, his systems are insane.
Yeah, I mean, I heard it before you guys debuted it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You came
I
in that
came
day.
in
I was
there,
covered
yeah.
in sawdust.
Yeah. And the place was
Hopefully one day we could call him.
shaking. It was shaking.
No, listen. Angel's a great guy. You can call him up anytime. I call him up just to come out and find out what knob I turned wrong when I'm not getting sound out of something.
Is he still living in the States, or he's?
He's pretty much about in between Montreal and over in Barcelona.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's his mainstay out there.
I know when he was on the show, he was on the
living
show
in
about 2
Barcelona.
years ago. He was living in Spain, and he was opening up a nightclub out there.
He actually has a venue out there. And I really don't know the particulars on it. I know he does have a venue out there. It's actually pretty big and it's really nice.
That's awesome.
And the system, you can only imagine what it sounds like, you know.
Yeah.
So,
You think he puts a little extra in his place?
of course, come on. It's like your car. The car you sell and the car you keep. The
Yeah.
car you keep, you know, you take out the governor chip.
Yeah.
So what do you love about running a nightclub, and what do you hate about running a nightclub?
I hate nothing about it, honestly. You know, and I love everything about it. I love the people. I love the DJs. I love the promoters that come in, you know. And you're changing their lives, you know, every weekend, you know. You got to remember, when they come into the venue, they're there to just let go. Just forget about the week, forget about all their problems, all their crap, anything and everything that happened bad. They're here to now forget, and you're part of that.
Yep.
You know, and sometimes it develops into, I want to say, kind of like a family.
Yep.
You know, when you get, you know, your regulars, you know, that you run into and you talk to, and they tell you about their problems, you know, and sometimes you're there, I mean, not as a therapist, but a therapist, you know, to come out and actually, you know, give them a brotherly ear, you know, and just come out and just make that difference. And you'd be surprised. They'll come back the following week and like, hey, you were right, or thanks for that heads up on that, you know, and it's something you really connect with that. You know, I love connecting with local DJs. I really do. They're just like hidden talent. You know, I love all of them. They're a big support, you know, to a lot of venues, and a lot of venues actually, you know, push them away or shoo them away. You know, got like Jessica Herrera. You know, you got Anthony Lopez, Andy Cardona,
Yep.
phenomenal DJs. You know, Diego, Christian Arango. Well, Christian Arango's more than local; he's gone international. You know, but all these guys, you know, I seen them just come up and just put so much love and family into their music, and not only connecting with the decks, they're actually out there with the crowd. You know,
Yep.
doing the same thing I'm doing. You know, so it's really great. So it's been an awesome ride. I'm looking forward to more of that ride. You know, and I plan to just keep pushing forward. You know?
Who's been some of the favorite DJs that you've had spin
And most
at
famous
Analog?
DJs.
Juris Vorn, Dubfire, Black Madonna, definitely hands down. I'm a big fan of hers. But I mean, there's just too many to count off the top of my head. I mean, all of them have been great in their own right, in their own way. You know. Yeah.
So as far as the club, I've never been there.
Why not?
I don't know.
I'm gonna be a millennial now. I'm offended.
I haven't had a chance. I haven't had a chance to go over there. Is it set up? Do you have like tables and stuff? Do you serve bottles?
We don't really gravitate towards bottles. We're more of an underground club, you know,
Okay.
but we don't do the whole Burgain thing. No pictures, no cameras, no. We want people to capture the moment. We want people to remember that they were there. We want them to go on social media with it, you know, and blast it out.
Yeah.
But as far as the whole popping bottles thing, we really don't gravitate towards that. We're set up for it. We're ready for it at any given time. You show up and it's your birthday, you know, oh, it's your birthday, you know, yeah, no problem. I got you, bottle.
Yeah.
Here you go. Grab your people and go, you know.
Yeah.
But we don't do the sparklers, no.
Yeah, you don't promote it as a bottle
Yeah,
service venue,
no,
but if
absolutely
someone
not,
needs a
yeah.
bottle, there's an area for
It's
that.
an area for that. It's actually 2 areas.
Cool.
We're ready to go.
Well, it's funny. I've been to Analog, and I like the area that's above behind the DJ. That's really
Yes.
cool. So if you have to host some type of party for somebody, whatever, they could be above and behind the DJ. That's cool. And you got that little corner area. But going back to what you said about letting people capture the moments, it's funny because Output didn't allow that. and there's no moments captured at Output. Like
There's very
there's
few.
very few, rare footage.
I mean, to each their own. I mean,
and they've had some pretty special events there.
well, their thing was, from what I understand, was you live the moment, and you remember it here. This is where you really capture it,
Times changed, man.
But yeah, I just every venue has their thing, and that was their thing, I mean, but it's not my thing, I want people to just take it with them, and remember.
I get it, because like there's very little footage of the Palladium, but there's people that can't stop talking about the days of Palladium.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I get it, but I mean, I'm sure if there was phones around that time, there'd be people.
And there'd be people arrested. If there was phones around that time, people locked up,
Well, I mean, it's, I guess it's, like, take like Studio 54, for example. They've done some really cool documentaries, and they did a great movie on it. And they released a documentary last year that was the first documentary ever that had Ian Schrager on it.
Yeah.
So that was really cool, and like, so you got a glimpse of what really went on there and how things went down. So
yeah, that was very ratchet.
So I think the mystique around that, where everything's not accessible, you can't go back and check. Like, you could go back and check on YouTube like almost every night that happened in Pasha.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the night that Danny Tenaglia played, where he played this song, you could find it on. Somebody documented it for you.
Oh, absolutely.
It's crazy.
I'm somewhere on YouTube, actually. One July 4th, it was for, I think it was like a Calderon after-hours party. I had done the full night, and I was falling asleep at the door on top of the barricades, and one of the girls from the office had come out and lit an M80 like right next to me. And I was like, just hop up. Yeah, that's still floating around somewhere. It's called Bruno Sleeping on the Job or something like that.
So we want to thank you for giving us this DJ setup.
Well, I'm not giving it to you. Just, not at all.
Oh, I thought you were leaving it.
You always travel with the best setup?
Yeah, pretty much. I have to. It's just what I'm comfortable
we'll
with.
take some pictures of it.
You ripped it out of the club?
Shh. Don't say that too loud. Doc, don't be pissed.
No, you got to play with what you're comfortable with. So,
Yeah.
so what are you going to play for us tonight on your set here at the Function
I
House?
thought I'd start off with some Mozart and then work my way up into some Chopin,
Yeah.
and then with a little drizzle, of maybe Yanni.
I'm sure you'll get some people into that.
Yeah, well, I think we'll work it, and then we'll layer it with some tech house. How's that sound?
That's to each his own, man.
Well, thanks for coming down.
No, thank you for having me.
appreciate
I'm
having
really
you here.
excited.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I haven't been interviewed in a while. Last time I was interviewed, it was just like 2 weeks ago. I got pulled over, like right by the club. Well, that wasn't an interview. That was just more like, but he was asking me questions.
All right.
I figured now that the cops carry these like cameras and stuff, and they're like blinking. That's like an interview, like like live.
Yeah,
That's cool, right?
gotta be
Yeah.
careful.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
All right, we're gonna take a 2-minute break. We're gonna get Das Bruno up on the set. He's gonna rock live from Red Hook here at the Function House. Peace.
Peace.
All right. We got Das Bruno live from Red Hook here at the Function House.
It's not complicated. It's complex. 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 It's not complicated.
cleared the sample on this? You cleared the sample on that?
Yeah. Yeah, I put the sample on it.
Das Bruno, thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you
Juice.
for.
Juice. Oh,
That's
Guys, I'm here live with Chus at the Function House.
Hola, hola.
Hola. ¿Cómo está? Killed him. Oh, man.
many have said that, but few have went live with that one.
You know, if we stand in line, we can actually mimic freaking part of the constellation right now.
Yeah, you got
Maybe
the,
like
you got the
Orion,
hair
like
though.
like Orion's belt. You know, it's just like
Definitely got the hair.
like
though.
this. I looked up and I just saw the sun with the light. You know, it's just great.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So how was that?
I was really good. It was amazing. It was different. You know,
How do you like the sound system in here?
I love it. Actually, like I've never Bass Boss. Like you have my endorsement from Analog. Yo, no joke. Like you really impressed me, Bass Boss.
And those are just tops, no bottoms.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
they sound great.
hey.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, it's look, we're not gonna lie, when we first started doing the streams, we weren't using such great speakers,
Yep.
and then we upgraded along
You
the
know
way.
what?
But it's important.
It's just it's a constant thing. It's like having a house. You always gotta upgrade the house, keep going with the house,
Yeah.
and keep up the maintenance, and just look for something better until you find that nice little groove. And this, honestly, guys, like you really like threw me back. I was like thinking like, oh, maybe some Altec Lansings or some, JBLs, and then it was like, boom. I was like, wow. I was like, okay. I kept looking at it. Well, what kind of speakers are those? I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Function House definitely functioned.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know what it is too. This room it's all brick, right? So it's concrete. So the sound, there's nothing to absorb the sound. Like the curtains, they're thick curtains, so that helps to an extent when they're closed. But getting these speakers has really helped because they produce a great sound. So,
Yep.
the DJs have been very appreciative
No, I definitely really
of the
appreciate
sound.
this room. I like to throw my birthday party here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I only have 5 people that'll show up, so it's okay.
All right.
So
What's your next event, actually? What's the next thing
our
you're
next
doing?
event is this weekend on Friday. We have Pete Rock. He's going to be coming down to Analog. It's going to be a nice little fusion of a little bit of everything, a lot of old school stuff, which is great. Pete Rock, you remember from back in the day?
Yeah, of course.
You dated yourself, yeah. You said yes, of course. You dated yourself, yeah.
I'm there.
Viejo, old man, yeah,
I'm
like
there.
me, yeah, okay, so you're bald like me. So, and then Saturday we have Marlowe. It's actually a made event, it's for the young people. But it's great, very energetic, a lot of lights. We're going to bring in some additional production for this, some video and some of the screen stuff. What do they call that when they do the screen?
Video
Videos, video walls,
Yeah, video walls.
video panels.
Yeah, we got a lot of
Yep.
that stuff. So
Yeah, no, I got
keep
to
us
talk
in
to you.
mind.
I got to talk to you and whatnot. Shake it down for you.
Yeah. Well, listen.
Maybe we would do a trade,
Yeah,
You like these? Yeah.
We actually need this setup.
Yeah, you like these? Yeah.
Yeah, we were hoping that
How's about a video wall?
we were hoping that Pioneer would donate a set to the.
Actually, I
to
can
the-
talk to them because I know people.
Every
I know things. I know things.
maybe one day we'll we actually let the stream roll tonight with no tape on the Pioneer logos.
Well,
Usually
actually,
we're
Pioneer has been very good to us. They helped us out with the. Actually, we're one of the few venues that has the DJM. Sorry.
sorry.
Testing one. Okay. The DJM Tour 1. And that thing, the sound card on that is phenomenal. And they came out.
That's the one with the big screen, right?
Yeah, the one with the screen and one
Yeah,
of the
yeah, I
festivals
seen that
and
in there.
stuff.
Yep.
And we're one of the few venues that actually has it, and we're hooked up and whatnot. It's like I think like 3 or 4 of us on the East Coast alone.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
they came out and they hooked us up.
It's because nobody could afford it. Super expensive.
$7,000
Each, right?
Yes, each.
So what do you
$7,000.
have, 3 in there?
No, we just have one tour 1, and
Oh, okay.
everything else is the Nexus 2000 Nexus 2s
Yep.
and whatnot. And we have a whole bunch of plethora of other mixers because every DJ wants a different mixer.
Yeah, yeah.
One's used to the Allen Heath. One's used to the the Model 1.
Yep.
And
Anybody ask for Yuri?
oh yeah, we actually have a Yuri installed. It's always been our mantra.
We have one brand new in the box.
Really.
Yep.
Would you like-
Not
would
in
you-
the box,
it's
but
pretty
it's pretty
brand
brand new
Would you
though.
like to talk? I'm looking for a new one.
It's an original.
Would you like to talk?
It's not.
In God we trust. Would you
it's
like to
not,
talk?
He doesn't sell anything. He just
No,
buys
really?
it.
No,
Sell anything?
that mixer
Okay.
I won't sell that mixer.
Really?
But if you ever need to use it, let us know.
Okay, I'll need it this
We
weekend
we have it. All right.
in my house.
Thanks for coming down.
No,
man.
listen, thanks for having me. It was really great. And I want to thank you guys really because I've actually followed you guys for quite a bit and whatnot, you know, even though you haven't played until now. But I've been following
We haven't seen you until now.
I was like, I had to break the balls a little bit.
No, but it was all timing, right? I came to check out the sound system, and that's how I met you, and then
that's like, hey, you come to me, and I can play in your place. Oh, but no, I really want to thank you guys because you've really helped out a lot of the locals and exposure. Because I've actually picked up quite a few locals to come and play at the venue by watching your show.
That's what it's for, man.
I
That's
actually come out and I'm like, oh, well, let's see. I'm at home and I'm playing Xbox. Let's listen to the Funktion House, and you know, like, whoa, creativity, this, that. You know, it's really good.
That's awesome.
And it's I really want to I want to thank you guys. I want you guys to grow. I want you guys to just get out there and maybe do like a nationwide thing. And if ever you guys want to do anything with us, you know, we're more than happy to help.
Yeah, we'd love to
yeah,
do.
we'd love to do something over there.
I mean, it's really a great fundamental thing, and we don't do anything during the week anyway.
That's great.
So
we're gonna take you up on that.
No, you should. So while you're hooking all the equipment up, he can help me put all the liquor away because usually I want to do it on Tuesdays now, my liquor deliveries. You know, just come out like and take pictures of it. Yeah, Choose is putting away liquors at Analog.
It's good for promo.
It's good for promo, absolutely. Look at his side job. All right, guys.
Thanks for tuning in. Das Bruno came down to the Funktion House, played a nice set for us. Yes, go ahead.
Das Bruno.
Yes.
Okay, quick shout out to two very, very special people, three very special people. One is here, my man Tito, it's his birthday.
Happy birthday.
Tito, one
Happy
of my partners
birthday.
in crime.
Happy birthday, Tito.
Ah, he got it
Birthday,
in, Tito. He got it in.
Tito turned 27 today, plus 20 years. 27 plus 20 years. And my man Aldo, wherever you are, I know you didn't make it for a good reason. And one of the people who's supported me and got me on the label, Nova 27, John Spinoza. And I can't forget my protege, John Maione out there. So if you're watching, I love you. Love you all, you guys. Thank you.
Peace.
See you next week.